Yes team, in today's video, this is just going to be a 10-minute nice and easy flow stretch session to help you guys who don't know how to stretch or simply just want a follow along video to keep you accountable. What I'd recommend is just get yourself some free space. You don't need a mat, but obviously I'm going to sit on a mat as I'm in the outdoors. The benefits of stretching more so come from daily repetition and consistency rather than one big session a week. This is why for the people that I train, I recommend just a simple 5-10 minutes a day rather than an hour and a half block or an hour block on a Sunday. You will notice a far greater return by the consistency each and every day, because that way there's only a certain length you can actually take the muscle during a single stretch before your muscle has simply had enough, and then you simply go on to it the day after and you start noticing that you can actually get deeper into stretches. Stretches are massively important for flexibility, stability, that flow feeling, not feeling stiff. So this video is for you if you like the sound of it. Prop your phone up or your iPad or your TV, get your TV on, find some space, get yourself a mat and let's stretch. This will take roughly about 10 minutes time. I've got no watch and I'm simply just going to show you my flexibility and stretching routine in order for you to get into these low, deep squats pain-free. Let's get into it. We're going to start off just on the floor. And although I do have barefoot shoes on, I'm still going to take my shoes off. So, starting on the ground, I want you to get into this position just here. And as you can see, I'm actually flexing my toes. What this does is it stretches the fascia at the bottom of your feet. This can become very, very, very tight depending on what type of shoes you're wearing and what your day-to-day activities are for constantly walking, etc. So this just stretches this part here, loosens that area up. And I want you to just slightly lean back. Nice. I want you to shuffle around into this position here. And I want you to get your knee, ankle, toe, everything in a straight line. We don't want your knee lopsided each side. And I want you to actually apply pressure. But the main thing that I want you to focus on is when you're applying this pressure, make sure the heel isn't lifting off the ground. The idea is to feel that stretch there and hold it. This stretch right here is stretching out your Achilles, your calf, and increasing that range of motion in the ankles. And change. Other side. Same as. And I'd say throughout all these stretches, make sure you're breathing. If one feels tighter than the other, don't worry. That is very normal. Maybe just spend an extra 10-15 seconds on that stretch on the tighter side. In today's session, I'm just going to be spending 20 to 30 seconds roughly in each stretch. So we've covered the bottom fascia, the Achilles and the calf. Another really good one for the calf, depending on how your shoulder strength is just reaching up here. Dropping that ankle to the ground, and you can apply that second foot on top of that. This one you'll feel this a lot more on the upper calf. Whereas beforehand you'd probably feel that a lot more on the Achilles, which is towards the heel region. Perfect. Now we've stretched out those, I want you to come fully seated, just like this. And I want you to bring that foot round next to the hip and invert that foot inwards towards your body. And I just want you to raise that knee off the ground. This will just stretch that tibialis. So for you runners, this one here will be very tight. Hold this one. And as you drop that knee closer to the ground, you can actually begin to lean back and hold that stretch. This one should feel nice on the quads, the hip flexor, and you could potentially, if you've got the range of motion, completely lie down and relax. Breathe. Hold it. And change leg. So left side's coming up. Again, tilting that inwards, inverted, towards the body. Lifting the knee up first. Targeting that tibialis, that front of the shin on this leg. I'll show you another really good one for the tibialis in just a second. And then when we lean back, if you find yourself, your knee lifting, you can apply pressure from here. Just rest that leg on, just to prevent that left side lifting up. Hold it. And ease out of that one. The very next one, hamstrings, back of the thighs. I simply want you to go make a triangle and reach and grab the toe. Dead important, keep this leg locked out, nice and straight. It's okay if you can't grab the toe. If you can, grab just below the knee, just below the calf. But the main thing is keeping that leg straight to get that back of the hamstrings. And ease out of that one. A very good one if you can reach the toes, just for that tib. I like to grab the big toe and pull it over here. And I can feel that all on the outer shin on the right hand side, just here. Again, keeping the leg straight, but the main thing is pulling that over. You could potentially use a band and pull that over, but I've always found grabbing the toes and pulling that over, just like that. Good. Next one, just here. Stretching that other hamstring, left side. Same again. You might have one that's tighter than the other. That's okay. What I would do is, definitely, you do have one tighter than the other, definitely switch out your training to try and work a bit more single leg and prioritize that left or right, whichever side's weaker and tighter. Start to focus on stretching that a little bit more or strengthening that even a little bit more. Same again if you can't, just hold in here. Good effort. Next one, just that tib again. Now you can, in these stretches, again, you want to be moving freely. You can rotate, open up the obliques, the lower back, etc. Moving on. We're going to go into this kneeling position, just like this, and we're going to hinge forward, just like this. Making sure you've got a nice big lunge. So we're almost creating like a 90-90 at both knees. And you're going to lunge down. You can sort of see I'm trying to drive my hips down so I can stretch out that upper quad and the hip flexor mainly. Whilst we're into this side, I want you to go hands on the floor. You might need to create a bigger lunge for this one. And if you do have the mobility, I want you to move that leg, adduct and abduct that knee. just to open up, loosen up the hip. If you do have the flexibility, you can come down onto your elbows. If not, hold this and breathe. Coming up nice and relaxed. Little rotate, keep that spine nice and loose, and then we're coming up into this one. So I actually trained legs earlier. This is why I'm stretching now, and I thought a lot of people keep asking me for a follow along stretching routine. So here we are. Same with this one. Bring that foot a little bit more forwards. Come down, stretching out that inner groin, the adductor, and again, loosen that hip up. One more for the hamstrings, just here. Same again, grab the toe if you can. And change. So quickly, on stretches, before you train, you want most of your stretches to be dynamic, which just means as that muscle is lengthened, there has to be motion through, whether it's floor sweeps for a hamstring stretch or nice and easy side bends, whichever. Whereas after, primarily you're wanting static stretches, which is just basically where you're lengthening that muscle but you're just holding. This is due to when you're training, obviously your muscles become quite tight as they're contracting, and then as we finish the session we like to lengthen their muscles again to its natural state. Good. The next one is here and dropping the hips through. So as you can see, I'm actually on my knuckles. You don't need to be. You can just hold this with the hands, but the main focus is arms nice and straight, dropping the hips to the ground, and then loosen up. Only gentle rotations just to open up them obliques, that lower back. Let the hip flexors open up massively. And then I want you to come down into here. Reach the hands forwards. Try and get your armpits to the floor. Bring your hands to one side. Lean in. And the other side. Perfect. The next one, I want you to create a bit of a 90-90 here. But the first stretch I want to do is actually dropping this knee and trying to keep my posture up and trying to get this right glute to touch the ground. And we should feel this pulling all here. The sartorius. So coming round on the inside. This one's really tight for me, especially because I've just trained my legs. And change. So as you can see, I'm in that internal rotation of the hip. I'm just holding. I'm just going to do a few little bit of a faster repetitions just to loosen my hips up. The next one, you want same as, just a little bit less than 90-90 at the knees. And we're just going to lean over, get that chest to knee, keep that head up, back straight. We should feel this on that left side, if you're stretching this side, on the left glute. Good. And other side. So lining that chest up with that knee, leaning over. Right glute, right abductor. Really good. So the next one, I want you to go one leg over, just by the knee, and then I want you to rotate right round. Probably just heard my back crack. And you can tell I'm using this left arm to actually push that leg over as I'm gently rotating. This one's such a good one for the glutes, the lower back. Unlock that stability around the spine region. Rotate, other side. This really does open up that lower back. Did forget to say at the start, if you want to hold these stretches for a little bit longer, so you want in a 20-30 minute stretch, just once you see the stretch, pause it, hold it for however long as you want. The next one, the piriformis. You want to bring your heel, sorry, not your heel, just below your ankle, in between your heel, onto the knee, and I want you to grab through. If you can't grab the shin, that's fine, just grab the leg. If you can't do that, then just rest the leg, that's okay. If you can bring it up, hold it. Drop that foot down, change. Sun is booming. Drop that foot down. The next one, so that one was targeting the piriformis, the glutes, the abductor, etc. The next one, I want you to drive the knee up and rotate that over. The aim with this one is trying to drop this knee to the ground, but also keeping this left opposite, the same side, shoulder, on the ground also. Whilst keeping that right leg for me nice and straight. And change. With this one also you can have a little stretch of that arm, but mainly trying to keep that arm nice and low. So open up that lower back. Really good. The next one, I'm going to do this kneeling, just to be able to show you. But we're just going to go behind the head. I want you to grab that elbow and pull that over. Side bends. Just stretching out that lat. A little bit of the rear delt, the long head tricep. And then as we're leaning laterally, we're opening up them obliques. And change, little shake. As you're doing that other side, forgot to mention before, when you're stretching beforehand, try and hold the stretches for when you're doing them dynamic, so it's maybe 3 to 5 seconds, and whereas after training, you're looking at around anywhere between 30 seconds, well, 20 seconds and 2 minutes. Yeah, so each stretch, hold that for around, I'd say roughly 30 seconds if they're not really that tight. If you've noticed that they're really tight, you can go back on that same side for whichever stretch, etc. The next one, I want you to just go here. Really opening up that bicep, making sure it's shoulder height, or the forearm. And the other way. Just more so for that, the brachialis, that front one that can be very tight depending on what kind of job you've got. This one here. Other side. Okay, one that can be very, very tough, but if you can definitely work towards it, you'll notice a massive return. So we're just going to bring the hands behind the body, and we're just going to bring it up and lean all the way up. The next one, working up just towards the neck. I want you to bring one arm out, and we're not pulling that head. We're just applying a little bit of pressure just to stretch out all your neck muscles, your trapezius. Same as, but a little bit more forwards. And then other side. And then this one, I want you to go hand through. Try not to bang the mic here. And apply pressure down. Trying to keep that chest parallel with the ground. Feeling that on the rear delt, which is this muscle here. Struggling to feel that one? You can actually do this one just here, just like that. But with this one, you get a lot of like your upper spine and that rear delt also. Last one just for that rear delt focus. Perfect. 10-minute follow along routine, smashed off. Make sure, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like it, make sure you save it actually, and follow this stretching routine daily for 30 to 100 days, maybe even tag a friend, challenge each other. Watch this video, just follow along for 30 days and genuinely watch your flexibility, your mobility, and your ability to get in them low lunge, low squat movements nicely pain-free. Team, let me know if you want more content like this, and I'll definitely deliver. Peace and love. I'll see you in the next one.